a pundit. I'm literally a professional pundit. But my unpopular opinion is, and oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to get hate, and I mean this respectfully.
Yes, she's got the pass on her and she can get the ball out to people, but you need somebody to get the ball out to her. This episode is brought to you by Royal London, the founding partners of the first ever British and Irish Lions Women's Tour. Well, it's the morning after the night before. Ruby Tui is in the house.
I get to wake up and talk to you about what just happened, and I'm here for it. I'm down. I was hoping maybe you'd bring your shades, but maybe next week we'll build, just like the World Cup.
Next week, I mean, I've got some, but I've got to move to get them, so we're not going to get them.
And you also have much better hairdo than me, so.
Stop it.
That's true.
Yours is pretty cool. Yours is iconic, actually. Your red streak is iconic.
That was really nice of you to say. I wasn't expecting that compliment this morning, so thank you. If
welcome.
You can't see at home and you're listening, Shaunagh has some sick braids, and it's just, there's so much going on. It's like a masterpiece. You got to check it out. Check out her Instagram at Shaunagh Brown.
Should we talk about some rugby?
Let's talk footy. I'm so excited. You tell me what you think. You know, you hit me with your stuff, and we'll see if we agree, because I feel like I didn't agree with the whole England last night.
So, well, we can start right there. Did you just say I didn't agree with the whole of England last night? Is that the sentence you just said?
Look, England are the best team in the world. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I just felt very solo as a Kiwi in that crowd. You know, like, I love it. The people, so many people turned up in the jersey, in your Red Roses jersey with the red cross and the cowboy hats. That's a thing now. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Cowboy hats are a thing.
Cowboy hats. It was amazing. But I guess, you know, maybe it's the same for you when you watch other teams, but I just watch the Red Roses differently, I think. Well, I felt like that last night. I just look for... You have to look for chinks in the armour, because they are so good. Like, you guys are so good. So I don't disagree. I mean, didn't really need to watch the second half, because it was just the Red Roses bed of garden. Like, we were just in your guys' garden a bit, you know. It was quite spectacular. But I found the first half very interesting. I'll put it like that. Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's what we're here for, right? And that's exactly why we've got you on the pod, so you can tell us the chinks in the armour that you see. So let's just go into it. What did you think of England last night?
Well, first of all, can't go past the occasion. I think you've already brought it up. Have you got the stat in front of you? How many seats?
42,723 people were there last night to watch England beat the USA 69 points to 7.
See, that's pretty incredible. I don't think you can argue with that. That is mind-blowing, spectacular, and world record-breaking, I hear. Okay, I got an unpopular opinion. Do you want to hear mine about the overmatch?
Absolutely. Come, bring it on.
The popular opinion is last night was an incredible moment to be a part of. But my unpopular opinion is, and oh my gosh, I feel like I'm going to get hate, and I mean this respectfully, I just feel like last World Cup, we had Rita Ora and a plane flyover. That's what I'm saying. I was waiting for the plane. Like.
So you're saying Anne-Marie's not cutting it?
No, look, see, I knew this was going to come. But if Anne-Marie came in a helicopter, you know? And then it would be Rita Ora and a plane, and then Anne-Marie and an aircraft. But it was just Anne-Marie by herself.
So the end result was okay, but the method of delivery could have been better.
I mean, you know, that's all I'm saying about the occasion.
Okay,
but you know what? We don't organise huge events in our spare time. We do footy. So should we chat code?
Yeah, let's chat code. But actually, before we get into code, which is slightly code, punditry life.
Okay.
Here's the main girl, BBC. Do you realise how big BBC is in this country, Ruby?
Do you know what? I really didn't. My whole life, it turns out, has just been figuring out how big BBC is. It's like big C, you know? But I have a confession? Because I was like, I'm going to go to the World Cup as a punter. And I was using the word punter. And then everyone started going pundit. I need to confess to you right now, Shaunagh, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that mean?
You got punter is like a customer. So you...
punter, let's go.
What you did last night, you was not a punter. You was a pundit. Because you've got commentary and you've got punditry. So commentary were the ones... So Katie Daly-McLean, Brian Moore were commentating on the game
Punditry?
as it happens in the second. But punditry, you'd have been talking pre, halftime, and post.
Oh, I've always wanted to know what that's called. Because back home, we're like, yo, are you on the panel? Yeah, nah, mean. Are you sideline halftime? Yo, mean. It's called punditry?
Yeah.
I'm a pundit? I'm literally a professional pundit. Whoa.
You're literally a professional pundit, yeah.
Whoa,
That's
a
happened.
pundit. Because everyone's using that word. I'm like, yeah, nah, mean. I thought it was a punter. Holy hecker. Bro, in New Zealand, it's not a common word, bro. Come to England and learn English. Fancy that. Fire out. Who knew to code yet? Just learning so much.
And I tell you, I watched you. I watched you like the super fan that I am of the whole game. And then I was sitting last night in the Asahi Open Arms. So Asahi have taken over a pub in Shoreditch and rebranded it for Women's World Cup. And they'll play every game, watch parties every game. So I got to watch you, but also see the reactions to you. And Ruby, you have so many fans in the UK. Like I'm just in a pub in Shoreditch. People are going, oh, Ruby Tui. They're like, oh, her hair. The streak is iconic for you. It's like, oh, she's so good. And I was like, oh, she's all right. She's all right.
She's all right. You're like, mate, that's my pundit work mate.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll see you tomorrow. Pundit today, podcast host tomorrow. Yeah, she's my pal. I'll message her right now for you if you want.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so like real rugby now, the actual game. Only a few minutes in, the actual game.
Okay.
So shout out to Sadia,
bro,
my usual co-host. Straight in there, proud mum that I was like, go Sadia, go. And she scores.
That was really impressive. It was really impressive her try.
I mean, first try of the whole tournament. First try of the Rugby World Cup 2025. And she also had a great opening game at the last World Cup against Fiji. She got player of the match last opening game. So she's carrying it on. Maudie, Al Maudmuir, score sheet as well. There's a pattern here, isn't there?
Look at your thoughts go, man.
Two old girls holding the fort and the youngsters are out there scoring tries, putting our podcast on the map.
It was epic. And I just, I don't know Sadia as well as you, but I just been watching her journey and low-key gunning for her. I think she does a lot of stuff around the park that's not fully appreciated. I think she's a really cool player. I think she offers something really different to that back row. And, it's not always guaranteed her start. So she grabbed it, she took it, and in a moment where, to me, England were a little bit rattled, she was like, nah, come on, bro. Like, this is how we do it. And it's perfect timing. Sounds like World Cup's her thing.
Yeah, she's hard nut. And I was sat with someone who doesn't watch that much rugby and doesn't really know who people are. And she went, that number 7, she just keeps tackling. And I was like, yeah, she does. It's like, she is the tackler of the team. Is that her job? And I was like, well, yeah, kind of. But the fact that you notice it, yeah, that's Sadia all over. So we were 30 minutes into the game and it was 14-7. What do you think when you feel like, go on, let it out?
I don't want people to think I'm out here like trying to bag on England, because I will never deny they are the best in the world right now. They are the most dominant. They have been for the last few years. England are it. And I guess that's why I find it so interesting that for half an hour, like it took them half an hour to grab that game and just by the scruff of the neck and shake it up, because that's what, to me, they should do for 80 minutes.
Uh-huh.
So I thought it was a very interesting half an hour.
In the history of, England games in the last few years, there has been a big push to try and start a lot harder. And like sometimes it works, but often it is that first 30 minutes that they wouldn't struggle with it. But, as you said, it took them 30 minutes to get hold of the game. But Ruby, I'm going to come back at you and say, and back at a lot of people who say similar, that rugby is an 80-minute game.
Yep.
And it isn't about winning in the first 30. It's not about winning in the first 60. And England generally pull away in the last 20 against most opposition. So actually, yes, it'd be ideal when, certain opposition, you would need a harder start. But actually, like, let's always remember that the whole game is 80 minutes.
Yep, 100% agree. And I don't know what the thoughts talk about, to be honest, but as backs, the last 20, you've figured out the game. The whole first part of the game, you're just figuring out the game. And once you figure it out, bang, 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 and that's why you see all those tries. Lots of people think it's fitness. Partly it is, but if you know footy and how simple it is, it's mainly because you've cracked it and you've figured it out. And everything you've been practicing, ABC worked, DE didn't, chuck that out the gate. We're just going to go bang, bang down here. But that, to me, is quite significant. I know England barred up France last time, but the time before that, at Six Nations games, what happens when England don't start well and teams don't sit back and wait and they attack them? It's a really difficult game. And what it turns into is a jab from each side. So it's like they hit and then they get hit and then they hit and it turns into this tug of war. And that is not where England want to get into. So for me, 100% it's an 80-minute game. You're trying to figure out the game. But if you take too long and teams that are, we know the teams that are watching them, it's all the top 4 or 5 teams that are watching them very closely going, how do we beat this team? That's it. You turn it into a tug of war. I honestly think that it would have been better for England if we beat them last year in Twickenham.
Okay.
I also wanted to mention, I saw the function of the English maul in a different light last night for the first time ever. So England, I think, forever have had this, all they do is a maul, and I don't buy that at all. I think their backs are electric. I think their back row can run. Your front row is...
Their front row can run and can pass and can handle the ball. Yeah, we saw that last night.
Exactly. I think that's a myth. I wish it was true, because then that's all we'd have to deal with. It's not true. England are a full package. But the maul last night, this was what was happening. I think England dropped or didn't take on the full 3 kickoffs. Really big for me.
It was more than 3. It was probably like 7 or 8 of them.
Exactly. I think the first 5-10 minutes of the game, I think England were rattled, which makes complete sense. Opening match, home host happened to us too, against Australia. And then they got England got a penalty, didn't take the 3. They were like attacking, and USA were just taking all the pressure. They weren't hitting the right options to me, which is weird for England. USA were absorbing all their hits. And then England got a penalty, they took a breath, and the maul was not, the line-out option in the maul was not, let's go for a try. Yeah, let's go for the 2 points. That's not what it felt like. What it felt like was, okay, look, the game's not opening up like we want it to. We're a little bit rattled. Let's go back to what we know. Let's take a breath and do this thing that we've done 1,000 times. It was their reset. The line-out maul is their reset. If you were going to have ill discipline against England, you were giving them mental resets. It blew my mind. Like, why would you do that?
Everyone. Shh, stop telling everyone.
But sorry. It was fascinating because I was there, right, with the crowd. I had a perfect view, like it was literally right in the corner where we were, and they were just, that you could see, and then they just took this breath, line out, Sadia stands up and give me the ball. I will score this try. We've done it a million times, and then they settled, and I couldn't believe the breath that you could just feel physically around the stadium. It was quite incredible. So the function of the maul last night was very spectacular for me. Viscerally experienced it.
I almost want to say thank you. So, safe to say a game of 2 halves? We're saying a big second half dominance for England?
Absolutely. I think England were just world class. It was difficult to fault England in that second half, and I think that's why England is so dangerous. If you're going to let them play, they gon' play. They gon' play. This is your guys' turf. This is your whenua. This is your land. And if you let them in like that, because they USA had a couple of sniffs in that first half, but nah. Game of 2 halves, absolutely. England were just their true iconic selves in that second half. And I just loved, I know you loved the forwards tries and the mauls and Bodderman smoking up through the middle. I loved seeing the backs run. I loved the outside backs linking up. There's nothing better than a winger grubbering through for the fullback.
Yeah.
I feel like people judge wingers you would never. Yeah, we would. So I think it was beautiful, the second half.
Yeah, I actually like it when backs score too. I don't know where you get this thought from. And again, because I do love to watch running rugby. I don't like to be part of running rugby. It's not my thing. But I do enjoy, especially as a spectator, the backs linking up and just slick hands, little grubber kicks here. Jess Breach's kick through. It was almost like, let's see. I did see a piece of bravery there, and the commentators, not the pundits, commentators like, yeah, she knows exactly what she's doing there. And part of me is like, not sure she does. But like that's the bravery part. And the whole team has been given that license, especially when the scoreline gets to a certain level. Like, let's have fun with it. Let's see what magic we can create. And I think you'll agree, we certainly saw plenty of magic, particularly back three magic yesterday.
Yeah, and I think that's the beauty of those back three. Like, they are young and they are still trying out a whole lots of stuff. Like, I know they got probably like 50, probably 100 caps by now, but we have kind of seen this growth in their game. I think all of them, a couple of fluky things have happened for them, but the key is that they're brave enough. Like, someone's given them the license. I don't know if there's a backs coach, if it's Mitchell. They've gone, we back you, we trust you, we believe in you. Just give it a crack. Like, people always, they're like, oh, that was amazing. But, if we chatted to them in private, it's like, oh, mate, I can't believe that came off. But that is how rugby works. The capability meets the challenge in a perfect flow state, and it just comes off. If you try hard enough, you go hard enough, it just comes off. I mean, we've got to highlight Ali Kudan, great game. A couple other players I'd love to highlight, but it's really epic when you're in a space in a team where you feel like you're brave enough to try those things.
So Ali Kudan got the official player of the match. Ruby, who was your player of the match?
I loved the back three as an entirety, all three of them. I think they just work so well together. We're seeing Ali Kildan grow as a player, which is really cool. We're seeing Breach and Dow try these kicks, try these, exciting things and being brave. But honestly, my player of the match had to be Meg Jones.
Same.
Like, she just, huge moments, bro. And she went, no. Rolled up her sleeve, I will do it. Move over, guys. I'm coming through, and it might not have been, she didn't score, eh?
No, she didn't score, but how many she created. And actually, like with Meg, I saw like Ilona Maher got the ball and dominated Meg for, in a tackle. And then afterwards, it was like the real Meg Jones was out. And it's like literally, I can see her rolling up her sleeves and going, right, I'm not having that. Like, she just mugged me off on TV. I'm not having that. And then after that moment, we saw a whole different, like the true Meg Jones. Being like, I really know what I'm doing here. I'm going to actually do what I do. And yeah, just created so much for everybody else, and stepping up at first receiver as well towards that second half. But also Tat Hurd stepping up at first receiver so often. Like, I'm loving seeing the growth of her and being able to have that sort of 10s and 12s who can go in first receiver. But England have gone one up and gone 10s, 12s, and our 13s are going to go in at first receiver, like no problem.
Pretty incredible and pretty scary, to be honest. And I think, I don't know Ellie in there, I don't know the back three, but I know Meg Jones, like, played against her for a long time in sevens, and her growth, like, she's just absolutely cemented as a mature player. Now, she kind of used to be like Ellie, like a bit off the cuff, like didn't know what she's going to do, but now it's like she's so mature, she can read the game so well that she literally said, I am going to single-handedly change the momentum of this game. I might not score a try, but I'm putting on huge hits. A big hit when you're under the pump or you're rattled, really massive mentally for a game, for a team. And then that kick to space, when USA were on the back foot, it was just incredible. So well done, Meg Jones. And probably you'll love this one. The other one I'd love to highlight is Bodeman. I think she, that second half, she really said, you know what? Nah, you're not going to have any ball.
Literally.
Yeah, front row nightmares, your team. So good. They're so good.
On that note, shall we take an ad break?
Pay some bills.
Back after the ads. Just like rugby, running a business takes grit, hard work, and a great team behind you. And that is where Funding Circle comes in. They're backing businesses like yours with access to fast, hassle-free finance to help you thrive. From coffee shops to kit manufacturers and loads in between. Whether it's a loan, asset finance, or payment tools you need, Funding Circle leverage cutting-edge technology and data to deliver fast, fair, and hassle-free financial solutions and help your business thrive. In rugby, we know the importance of the team behind the team. And in business, it's no different. We also know that it's often those in the back room that go unseen and uncelebrated. Funding Circle are proud champions of small and medium businesses and want to celebrate the team behind the team. The countless support systems who back the big players and the small businesses from the sidelines. So whether you're in business, rugby, or both, Funding Circle is a business finance provider that backs you and your business to succeed. To find out how Funding Circle can help get your business goals over the line, visit fundingcircle.com/rugby. Ruby, we've spoken a lot about England. I mean, it'd be hard not to. But let's talk a little bit about the USA. What do you think went well for them?
That first half, I think there were moments they can be really, really proud of. Obviously, second half was a very different game. But in that first, man, I think, like, Matai Tonga, Pulo Matai Tonga, I think she was really good on that left wing. She's obviously fullback. She can play kind of a few positions, but she started on the left wing. And what I loved, and I think other teams will be watching, is she came off her wing. And if England were caught off a first or second carry, if she added that additional number, kind of, I guess, to be honest, watching England a long time, the same space has been on against England, still same places are still on. And as you saw when she came around, it really caused havoc. I think a couple of people got caught out positioning in England defensively just when they got under the pump. And it really did open up. So I think you need to add every time they added numbers was really, really good. And who's Erica Jarrell-Searcy, is it?
Yeah. The second row.
Her try was incredible. And I was talking to Simon Middleton before the game and I was going, every time I play USA, I don't know if you find this, they just live for big moments. Like if their game isn't huge, they're like, what are you up to, man? Like every time I play them and it's like a big crowd, they're like, this is what I'm born for. Like they just love, really like patriotic, you know, they just love a movie. I love it. I'm here for it. I wish more of my Kiwi mates would play like that. But they come out there and the way that second row just runs through like that, strides off, palms off breach, gasses her, like the audacity to gas a winger. That's, I guess, USA's superpower. They don't care. They just will do that. And if you actually watch that try, Erica they could have probably drawn and passed because there was enough numbers out there.
Yeah.
And to me, that's where the space is against England. If you come off your wing and you do those things. So I think moments like that, I know the try ended up being epic and kind of individual, but there were a couple of opportunities quite similar to that USA can be really proud of. The space is there.
Can we talk about Ilona Maher?
Ilona Maher, who is that? Not many people know who that is. A couple of followers out there, I think. A couple of cobwebs on her Instagram for sure. Look, I actually think she is a really good rugby player. And it frustrates me because not a coach, not coming at any coaches. It's a very difficult job. But man, I would use her more. And I would use her, like, she's the centre. You know what? She could be the winger. She could be the centre. Whatever you want her to be. You've got a right-hand scrum. Just get the sis hissing straight off the halfback, bro.
Yeah.
Down that channel. That would be horrendous to defend. Like, I know she's centre, but who says you've got to stand where you need to stand at any set piece? Even a line out, bro. Long ball off the top. Just hit it. Like, I would just use her so much more for those initial hit-ups. 1-2 cut. 1-2 switch, man. Like, just old school footy. Because you're right. That is USA's strength, and they didn't use it last night. I know Kauter's actions really caused a bit of disarray and bad chemistry within the entirety of the team. But, man...
What do you mean when you say that?
Well, she's the 12, right? So if you want Pill from the 9 to your centre or anyone to your centre, the 12's crucial, bro. The lines you run, the passes you make, it's crucial. And I think Ilona Maher, we saw that massive wide ball, Sevens-esque, that she hit out to her left. And, man, if Matai Tonga saw that space out the back, USA would have been away. So Maher's got the skill set. I'm not saying put her at first 5, but I'm saying use her better.
Yeah, I actually think they tried to use her, but for multiple things, because there was a couple of times she wanged out these massive passes, like towards the edge of the pitch, and you can see her sevens skill set being in there. And obviously, as you know, as a sevens player, I do not. You have to be able to make those huge passes. But actually, like you said, maybe she's passing to people in space. She needs to be passed to in space. And I think towards the end of the second half as well, she was stepping in at first receiver a couple of times too. And again, it's like, yes, she's got the pass on her and she can get the ball out to people, but you need somebody to get the ball out to her and use her for what she is, you know, incredibly good at. She is great at rugby, and I love the fact that, you know, she is doing so much wonderful things for our sport and getting many, many more people in. And actually sometimes people can fold under that pressure as a player. And it's maybe the average player that does that. Like, she is an incredible rugby player, but you're exactly right. Like, let's use her for her super strength. We don't have to use 5 of things that she's like good at, okay at. Let's use the 1 or 2 things that she is world class at. And yeah, I think they certainly could have used her more. But let's hope that they look at that and see as a whole team, not just the coaches, but the players as well, seeing let's get the ball in her hands a bit earlier and let her run at a smaller back line. Like, let's be honest, England have a smaller back line than the USA.
I just think you're not going to beat teams, especially really good teams like England, just trying to traditionally break them down the old traditional way. You've got to get creative and try different things. But I am also aware, you've got to spend time with your back line to be able to do those things on the fly. So I'm really hoping that this World Cup, the USA just gel in a way they've never gelled before. They take all this momentum and they go, well, let's try this, and they just back each other all the way. They have each other's backs. And yeah, they're good at rising to the occasion. I totally believe USA were born for huge sellout crowds and stuff like that. But just, I hope they remain strong as a team, have each other's back and try really creative stuff together,
I think you're completely right. It was almost a settler of a game for USA to realise that we've got a lot of work to do, but that's okay. Like, it's a long old tournament. There's still time for them to come back, but a good game of entertainment. And that brings me on to, how do you stop England? England have got Samoa next and then Australia. How do you stop them? I'm obviously not going to give an opinion here because I'm not going to tell people how to beat my team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fair. I feel like like I said, I watched those games going, where's the chink in the armour, because England is so good. Like, it's definitely not I don't think England are amazing. They are. That's why it's so interesting and engaging to try and figure out how to beat them. I think it's wonderful. I really do. Like, I think English supporters should welcome people trying to discover how to beat them, because it's the mystery of world rugby right now. Their world ranking is above all out. They're just amazing. The Red Roses are amazing, bro. I'm not saying England could just wake up and be like, yeah, not having it and just win everything. That's actually quite probable. But also, when their backs are against the wall and when the back line is going back, the tackles aren't the same. It's not a nice place to be in. And when you haven't lost many times and you haven't felt the pressure of, oh my gosh, what do we do? It gets a little, comfortable out there.
Hustle and tussly.
Absolutely. And it's complete. It's all part of it, man. It's part of it. And I think one saving grace England will have is Allcroft as a captain. When somebody gets named captain, it doesn't always go well, and it has gone exceptional with her. She has risen to the occasion. She's become an even better player, which is incredible. Really calm leader, and I think that is perfect for what England need. She's just going to have to get those little munters around her to calm everybody else down, which I think Meg Jones does perfectly. So to me, it's capitalising on the stats that Shaunagh pointed out, not me. Turn that into a battle. So this is what you got to do against England. Do not let them get into the flow state they got into that was the second half last night.
That last game of the Six Nations for us, England v France, and in the end there was 1 point in it, and there were occasions where England made their own mistakes, and previously opposition, haven't been able to capitalise on it or do enough about it for it to have been a big issue. But playing against France, I think Zoe Harrison dropped the ball in the try zone. Exactly. And Pauline Bourdon-Santos ends up scoring. Like, you have to see the consequences of your mistakes to learn from them quicker. Like, obviously, you can make a mistake and think, I need to be better, fine. And I've no doubt England are doing that, watching the game back and thinking, that's not good enough. But to actually be punished on the scoreboard, like, that's a whole different kettle of fish. And
absolutely,
I mean, you have to be punished for mistakes. And England made mistakes yesterday. The resets they're just outright not good enough. I've no doubt that we're doing a lot of restarts this week, because I think a lot of even how they're trying to do the one player lift, that's to prepare for the Black Ferns. There'll be a different game next week. And yeah, there's room for improvement for England for sure. Like, there always is. Nobody ever has a perfect game, but it's a good start. I mean, the scoreline suggests, less us picking it apart, but
yeah, I totally agree. And you're right. It's not that England don't have good catching skills. They're great at catching. It's just when the pressure comes on, catching becomes a little different sometimes. Maybe you just, split second, and that's all it takes. And if you are going to have a chance against this team, bruh, because they are the best in the world, no one's denying that, you've got to take your opportunities and capitalise on those moments. The same space is there that has been there against them for the last 3 years. Like I saw it last night. I think 2 more chances if you say took them, it would have been 14-7 or 21-7 going into the break. But it wasn't. Yeah. It was a bit more. So, yeah, that second half, I was a bit like, I was kind of...
Here we go.
Yeah. But I got to shout out 685 Samoa. They went at the last World Cup. Huge history. They had to do a lot of work to get to this World Cup, and it's going to be a highlight of their careers. Shout out counties Manukau. Lots of girls are from Samoa, are from counties, the same regional province I play for. And playing England, going to remember it for life. I can tell you from my heart, they are going to be saying their loku or their prayers the night before, thanking the Almighty, thanking their family that they are here at this World Cup, being able to play, represent their family, and then play the best team in the world. Like, this is huge for Samoa. You're right, Samoa are not ranked highly, but they ain't small. Look, Joe,
and hot.
She's actually my cousin. I'm probably cousins with all of them. Samoan's a small island. But it's just going to be so emotional for Samoa. The game England are playing next week, I would watch that game. Like, it's going to be so cool. A clashing of cultures. The first 20 is going to be huge hits. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I look forward to it because of the different tests that they offer. And actually, it might be the physical test come the end of those 80 minutes. Yes, I'm going to say England will win, but it's how many players you got left on feet and how many players are going to make it through that game and be prepared for Australia the week after. Because as you said, yes, they're huge girls. Rugby is in their blood, in their bones, and it's everything they do. They're going to have no fear. They're going to just go out there and want to do themselves, their family, their nation proud. And there's just something so different about a group of players who have nothing to lose. And they are, yes, they're here for a good time. I mean, it's a World Cup. Everyone's here for a good time. But it's just a different level with an island like Samoa. It's so much from the heart. And I look forward to seeing the show, even how they prepare and when they'll do their haka first and how much emotion will pour into that. And I've got no doubt if you're not English, you are going to be supporting Samoa that come next weekend.
685 baby. Look, like, I can't explain to the people at home the journey that the Samoa, this Manusina team has been on to get here. Like, it's undescribable, the things they've had to go through to get here. And you're spot on. Their bones are different.
Ruby, before we go, this was the first and last game in Sunderland. So do you realise where in England you are, actually? I'm going to ask you a question, but you probably need to know where you are.
I'll tell you what.
What part of England are you right now? Are you up? Are you left? Are you right? Are you down?
So, Shaunagh, all I can say is I've learnt that Sunderland, very different to London.
And it's taken you this long to figure it out.
I have no idea how many days I've been here.
Ruby, I'm going to see you next week.
Yay!
Let's record in person and give you a hug and give you a high five. We can have a hot chocolate. We can go crazy together. I'll bring some sunglasses. This episode was brought to you by Royal London, the founding partners of the first ever British and Irish Lions Women's Tour. Ruby, until next time. Bye.
Appreciate you, my mate.
For the love of rugby.
If you want to drop us a line, get involved with our socials.
Just search for @LoveOfRugby. And if you've listened to all our episodes and need another podcast, go and find Joe Marler's Things People Do.
See you next time.